Alright there, geezers, Jules here from FGS, home of the Future Games Show. And you know what? 2025 was a pretty packed year for gaming. I mean, there's no doubt that the likes of Peak dominated the multiplayer space, or that Doom the Dark Ages ripped and or teared apart all of our free time. And of course, we had the almighty Silk Song that just materialized out of the ether to dominate. But if we're being honest, 2026 has gotten the hype both on lock and on tap. I mean, come on, any year with GTA 6 coming out is going to be big, but outside of that monster, there are tons of other titles looking to land next year that will do big numbers and bigger business. And yet, that's not exactly what we're going to be focusing on today, because alongside all of the expected sales juggernauts are a slew of games that are poised and primed to secretly arrive onto the market and shift units. All either have impossible to resist premises, or they're just offering up gameplay that is surefire to get your attention. And you know what? We want you to know about them today so that you can enjoy them fully later. And I do mean we, because I've reached out to the rest of the FGS team and friends from other channels and projects to get their hot takes on what will surely be tomorrow's secret smash hits. So with this in mind, I'm Jules alongside all of my friends, and these are games that will secretly dominate 2026. And now it's time for my entry. Let's talk about Raccoin. Now, recently, upon attending the glorious and rather sweaty event known as Gamescom, I came across a title that made me weak at the knees and my face wet with tears of joy. And the best part is that it wasn't even Warhammer related. You see, this is Raccoin, a coin-pushing roguelike, and yes, if you're raising your eyebrows to Millhouse levels at that description, I implore you to just give me a minute, because this game absolutely kicks ass in the best possible ways. The gimmick here is that you're trying to push as many coins as possible into the scoring zone, but rather than just firing and forgetting a sack full of pennies, here you can manipulate the field with special coins that multiply score combos, or duplicate themselves, or glue stacks together, or explode, and in some cases, even murder other coins that fall onto the board. Now, each scored coin nets you tickets, which are then spent in the shop after each round and can upgrade your special coins, or provide passive effects, or even purchase prize balls which come with some of the most ludicrous effects ever, such as summoning black holes or causing it to rain coins, and you can even summon bloody aliens. The graphics are unfathomably cute, and the audio design is surgically engineered to tickle your dopamine receptors with all the blips and bloops and the satisfying clink of coins. Plus, with extra permutations such as different characters offering up different playstyles, you will not be hurting for content or enjoyment here. Or should that be cointent? Oh no, actually the script does say content, my mistake. However, one mistake you do not want to make is missing out on this Balatro-adjacent coin pusher phenomenon. So pop Raccoin onto your wishlist today, or register now to take part in the playtest sessions that are going on Steam.
Number 8, Grave Seasons.
Allow me to introduce to you an ancient philosophy I like to call the duality of mallet. See, I have a thing for cozy farming sims, where you plant crops, schmooze villagers, pet adorable cowfolk, and live out a very wholesome existence on a homestead. I also have a thing for murder. Yeah. Serial killers, forensic crime scenes, homicidal shenanigans. My therapist doesn't get it, and neither do I. And finally, there's a game where you can dig up bodies at the rate you dig up turnips. It's called Grave Seasons, and it's a deadly farming sim inspired by the likes of Harvest Moon and Stardew Valley, published by horror connoisseurs Blumhouse Games. In the seemingly idyllic town of Ashen Ridge, you can fish, grow crops, befriend and romance the townsfolk, but things soon get unsettling. People start disappearing. There are screams in the night. And it won't be long before you witness a grisly scene and realise that someone in the town, possibly even that nice old bloke who buys your carrots, is a supernatural serial killer. You can even end up romancing them and being none the wiser. Gather clues to try and work out which of the villagers might be next so you can save them before more blood is spilled. And get to the bottom of the mystery, or the only thing getting harvested under this moon, haha, will be you. Grave Seasons will come to PC and consoles hopefully sometime next year, if not before. I cannot wait to reap what I sow.
Number 7, MicroMacro Crime City.
How would you feel about a game that combines Google Maps, with a murder mystery. Well, have I got the game for you? But first, a few years back I treated myself to MicroMacro Crime City, which is a board game. Now, for those unfamiliar, a board game is like a video game, but with much more cardboard and only really playable if your virginity is still intact. Or so I thought, until I played MicroMacro Crime City and I was like, this is brilliant. A one-player board game set around a massive map that you have to closely examine to solve crimes. And I've been thinking for years after playing it, man, this would make an amazing mobile game. And finally, here it is, my prayers answered, MicroMacro Downtown Detective. How it works is that the whole game takes place on this big black and white map, which is full to the brim of characters just going about their daily lives. I mean, honestly, you pick any character on this map and you can follow them across it, charting their whole day from beginning to end, shopping, commuting, and maybe even murdering. The whole game revolves around these cases, and when you start a case, you're given a very short prompt. For example, a guy who looks like a bunny has been found dead outside the cinema. What happened to him? And it's your job to piece together the chain of events by scanning the map carefully, zooming in and out, following suspects throughout their day across the city, looking for motives or evidence that could connect them to the crime before finally finding whoever it is and putting your big dirty digit on them to say it's him, he is the murderer. So if you're looking for an addictive, unique puzzler that's a bit like playing Where's Waldo if he was the Zodiac Killer, then MicroMacro Downtown Detective is a must play. And don't worry if you've already played the board game version, because all of this game's cases are absolutely brand new. It's out now on iOS and Android with a Steam version coming sometime soon. The first 3 cases are absolutely free, and then the full game is only $5, and that gives you 22 additional cases. My god, that is a steal at that price. Did you enjoy that? That was a crime related pun. Really good. I do writing good.
Number 6, DarkwebSTREAMER.
Alright, let's be real. The whole horror genre is built on weird, niche indie ideas that appeal to sick freaks like you and I, relying on word of mouth to spread their nasty little disease and take over out of nowhere. Teeny tiny teams and solo developers are absolutely eating up the scene this way, like Mike Klubnika with his naughty hacker nightmare Split and Night Signal's cryptid call center Home Safety Hotline. But it is DarkwebSTREAMER that looks set to become everyone's new obsession in 2026. DarkwebSTREAMER is an occult live streaming game where your goal is to become the internet's latest sensation, finding ways to keep your audience interested with rituals, sacrifices, and sanity-bending horrors across a procedurally generated alternate 90s internet. Every playthrough is set to be uniquely haunting, but best of all, developer We Have Always Lived in the Forest is championing actual real-world live streaming integration that allows Twitch and YouTube viewers to become NPCs in streamer playthroughs. So, whether you're exploring your own supernatural hellscape or populating someone else's, there are multiple ways to leave your mark on the game as much as it leaves its mark on you. Hell yes to horror games that let you become the horror, am I right? Now, for the slightly bad news, the game doesn't actually have a set release window yet, despite already being an award-winning game in 2023 as top of the PAX Australia Indie Showcase. But with the momentum of 2 trailers produced by the VFX lead on indie horror movie hit Talk to Me, a budding ARG slowly unfurling, and lots of excited occultists shouting, "It's my turn on the spooky computer now, Mom!" DarkwebSTREAMER looks set to land very soon. Fingers and toes crossed.
Number 5, Tides of Annihilation.
A new year approaches, and with it, a new Jennifer English banger. On the back of hit performances in the likes of Baldur's Gate 3 and Expedition 33, comes a new action-adventure game featuring Jennifer in the lead role that takes medieval Arthurian legends and gives it a Devil May Cry twist. The original trailer that dropped as part of Sony's State of Play earlier this year left me incredibly hyped, as we saw a messed up London attacked by giant Goliaths and sword-wielding monsters, all based on the legend of King Arthur. The game looks like it may do for action combat games what Expedition 33 did this year for turn-based titles, meaning bringing something incredibly stylish to the genre and soaking up every ounce of my free time in the process. While there's no definite release date yet, developer Eclipse Glow Games said they are aiming for 2026, and from what we've seen, we might just have our first potential game of the year on our hands.
Number 4, Neverway.
Now, I don't know about you, but making Stardew Valley for the goths looks like a recipe for success to me. As soon as I saw Neverway, I was convinced this would be a game everyone would be scrambling to play next year. Stardew Valley meets Cult of the Lamb with a hint of Call of Cthulhu. Sign me the hell up. Hell. Demons. I guess that was an alright pun. Not only does it look adorably spooky, but all the art was done by the pixel artist who worked on the hit 2018 game Celeste, and the music by Disaster Piece in the trailers already has me feeling like I should be looking over my shoulder. You can fight, fish, and even find love. How sweet! Just forget about the whole paying off your debts to a dead god thing. This definitely feels like a game to put on your Steam Deck, curl up on the sofa, and... Was that shadow in the corner of my room moving? No. I know that's stupid. I know I'm playing as the immortal herald of a dead god, but I'm sure it's fine. Everything will be okay.
Number 3, Nine Kings.
Nine Kings is a game where the creators want you to not just beat it, but break it. It's a roguelike, card-based kingdom builder auto-battler. And I'm aware that that's a lot of terms, so maybe it's easier if I just show you. So you have 9 tiles and you get cards to place on the tiles, with units and buffs and debuffs that all interact in really interesting and game-breaking, overpowered ways. Once you're done placing the card, the enemy turns up and it's time to fight until one army is completely destroyed. Different enemies have different army compositions, so you might have to adapt and try different things out if your build isn't working. But you get 3 lives and the battles are so quick, it's not really a big deal if you fail. This game has sold over 700,000 copies and it isn't even out yet. Also on Steam, it's rated as very positive with a demo available as well if you want to try it out there. This game is going to be big when it properly releases in 2026. It really scratches that light strategy, pick up and play, overpowered feeling I love. It's also on Xbox Games Pass for free, so you can give it a try there. Also, this game is going to be even bigger if I can convince the devs to release it on mobile, which I feel it's perfect for. And I bet if it releases on mobile, you'll see every Candy Crush Nan playing it in no time.
Number 2, Denshattack.
Do you love skating games like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater? Yes. Do you like striking art styles like Jet Set Radio? Yes. Do you like trains? Well, even if you're not fussed about trains, you have to admit that already this one looks great. This is Denshattack, a fantastic looking game where you control an incredibly fast moving train which is acting like a skateboard, grinding, pulling off stunts, and getting so much air you may start to think it's a plane. Apparently the developers called this train acrobatics, which I'm so happy exists as a term now. Oh, and this train also travels through multiple terrains, fights massive robots, and avoids multiple obstacles including a massive baseball for some reason. And if the gorgeous visuals and wacky action hasn't sold you already, then maybe the fact that one of the composers is T. Lopes, who also composed music for Sonic Mania and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. It looks amazing, I can't wait to get some sick combos with the train acrobatics, and I'm so ready to be taken on this wild adventure.
And number 1, Replaced.
Next up, Replaced. Arguably the coolest looking game of the decade so far, Replaced blew us all the way back in 2021, thanks to a slick hybrid 2D, 3D art style, snappy combat, a variety of gameplay styles ranging from gunplay to what looked like vehicle and shooting sections, and a brutal, humanity-devoid cyberpunk art style. All round it was the definition of a head-turner, but despite getting an updated trailer in 2022, we didn't see anything until a developer update in 2025. Sadcat Studios have clearly responded to how much runaway hype now surrounds the game though, as they revealed a notable overhaul of Replaced's entire art style, deepening immersion and gameplay with way more detail per location and fleshing out the world itself. Now Replaced is firmly set for an early 2026 release after half a decade in the making, potentially putting it up against other 2D, 3D stunner The Last Night, though that game has been in the works since 2014 and we're coming up on a decade since its last trailer. May the best moody cyberpunk action game win, and as for Replaced, I'm confident it will be a game everyone at least checks out once.
And those were the games that we, the collective brain trust of all of gaming, think will secretly go on to dominate the conversation in 2026. Assuming that is that GTA 6 leaves any breathing room at all, obviously. Now, before I go, I just want to say a few things. The first being a huge, massive thank you to everyone who participated in this video. It means the world to me to have such esteemed colleagues and friends, and it would mean even more to me if you would take the time to check out their work. Amy, Nathan, Tom and myself obviously put in the hours here at FGS, and Ash is forever diving deep into the world of horror video games, and you can follow her on her YouTube and watch her stream on Twitch. Maddie is an outstanding presenter and producer for Games Radar, as well as a pro cosplayer. Paul is one of the best editors that we have at Future, and may well actually be a tech wizard for how easily he just shoots and churns out content. Scott Tailford is now obviously flying solo with his new project, Just Good Games Show, where he just looks at all of the positive news going on in the industry, and it is super refreshing. And Rosie, well, she is just an all-round good egg, and when she's not absolutely killing it on PlayStation Access, she streams over on Buddy Games, which I fully recommend you go and check out because it is hilarious. Now, I literally couldn't have done any of this without you, my friends, and that kind of leads me on to my next point, which is about support. Now, I can't actually express properly how grateful I am to have a platform here at FGS that allows me to spew all of my deep cut takes all over the masses, and writing these videos here is a career highlight to be sure. But that being said, I'm never one who wants to sit around and wait for too long, and I want to try something new with the format. I want to focus more on singular examples, dive deeper into weirder topics, and mainly I just want to take my time to actually find some deep cut gems for you. Therefore, the release schedule for the deep cut is going to go to once a month, and the subjects that we're going to cover are going to feel really different from one another and what we've established so far. So get ready, my friends, because it's going to be a wild ride for this. And the next video, the newest video, is going to drop at the end of this month and then go on from once a month. And I tell you what, I'm going to reveal the title for you right now so you can start building some hype here. It's on the Resident Evil game that doxed you. Have a ponder on that. Again, I just want to say thank you to all involved in today's video. Thank you for watching. Follow me and my editor Mark here on the socials, and we will speak to you soon.